congressman addresses you, we thought about cutting a ribbon and things along those lines. What we came up with is this little banner here to cover the names of the people who are going to occupy this space. So we'll pull it down with the congressman, and that'll officially open our headquarters. Congressman?
Ready? Go.
Congressman Grimm.
Sounds like we got a house full of Marines in here. Well, as you know, I don't prepare speeches. I do have to say, how proud are you of our chairman? I am beaming with pride right now. First of all, to have the honor as the titular head of this party to lead with the elected officials that I think we have the best, certainly in the city, certainly in the state, and arguably in the entire country. We have some of the best elected officials, and I am proud to serve. And that's what makes this a very, very special day. This is a special day for many reasons. It's very important for the people of Staten Island that this Republican Party is as strong as it is, and it's only getting stronger. You know, you can listen to those that want to tear us down, but this room speaks volumes. This room, the energy in this room, the passion in this room, the love of country in this room is unparalleled anywhere in the United States, and I am just very, very proud of that, and I'm very proud of you. But I want to talk a little bit about my life and my experiences, and why people do the things they do. But before I do that, I got to tell you a cute little story. You know I have the little dog, Sebastian, right? Yeah. Street name Muggsy. Right? He's here somewhere. Well, Friday, I'm getting ready to leave Washington to come back. And that's him. Almost on cue. He sneaks around the couch in my office, and he goes behind the desk where the staff can't see him, and he leaps with fangs out and tries to bite the mailman right on the butt. So my staff is mortified. They grab him, he's growling, and you gotta remember, he's 8 pounds. Yes. Okay, and he's coming at him, and they pull him away, and they're so upset. And I look, and I told my staff, it's okay. Sebastian thought that he was delivering the New York Times. Ladies and gentlemen, I was approximately 20 years old, and I was sitting in a hole that I dug in the middle of the desert with another Marine who happened to be 18 years old. And the alarm had just gone off. The reason we were in that fighting hole is because the alarm went off for a gas attack, missiles and so on. So we put on our gas masks and all that gear, and we sat in there, and it was about 2 hours that we were sitting in there. It's approximately 120 degrees outside, and with that gear on, you almost feel like you're cooking. And when eventually it was all clear and we came away, they had some reporters out there that would come around every now and again to the front lines and where the combat was going on. And one of them grabbed me and asked me, why do you do this? And they asked me my background. I said, yeah, I had a partial college scholarship, and I had a pretty girlfriend. I was co-captain on a hockey team. Life was very good, but I volunteered. I volunteered to go to the Marine Corps, and I volunteered for combat. And they asked me why. Why would you sit in that hole? And I said, well, 2 reasons. Number 1, because that other guy is there, and I didn't want him to be alone. And number 2, because that's what Americans do. We stand up, and we fight for liberty throughout the entire world. Throughout the entire world. That's what the United States does. We fight for what we believe in so that we can make the world a better place. So after the last few days of, being attacked, someone asked me, why do you do it? You know, you have a bright future, you practice law, you could do this, you could do that. Why do you do it? And I'll tell you why. I came back to district, and I had to meet a young girl who was born in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and raised in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. And she was going to Brooklyn College, and she got married, 20 years old. She met a young man from Yemen. And he said to her, why don't we go to Yemen and study abroad? We'll go for a year, you meet my family. And she said, okay. And they went back to Yemen, and he changed. And he became possessive. Started treating her like an object. And was threatening her life and abusing her. So her dad, after about a year, came to get her, and they went to the airport with American passports, American citizens. And they wouldn't let her leave. They said restricted. Her husband put a restriction on her ability to exit the country. So he ran to the embassy, the American embassy, and said, here's my daughter's American passport. She was born in Brooklyn, New York. He says, nothing we can do. 5 times he went to that embassy, nothing we can do. So he came home without his daughter, crying, without his daughter, who's being abused in another country, an American citizen. And he called his senators. And they got a statement from the State Department, nothing we can do. So someone who happens to be here today in the Brooklyn community said, you got to see Congressman Grimm. And they came and saw my staff. My staff calls me in Washington and says, we got a letter from the State Department. Congressman, there's nothing we can do. I said, nothing we can do. I said, nonsense. If I have to get on a plane to Yemen myself, we're bringing our girl home. She's an American citizen. And we started calling every ambassador, every embassy. We called Yemen, and I told them, I'm coming to Yemen, and I'm getting my American citizen. And they said, Congressman, you'll cause an international incident. You can't do that. I said, let me tell you, I may be a congressman, but I'm still a United States Marine. And I don't leave Americans behind. And you know, a diplomat went to see her father-in-law and said, this congressman's causing too much trouble. You better send her home. And she came to my office in Brooklyn last week to say thank you. And her father held me as he was crying. We got his daughter home. Serves in Congress, that's why. Because we fight for this community. We fight to lower tolls on Staten Island. We fight to get better health care for Staten Island. We fight the uphill battle that others won't fight. And that's what the Republican Party stands for. It's not just fighting the fight when it's easy. It's fighting the fight all the time. Even when no one's watching and when you're not getting any credit for it. It's about bringing people's daughters home. That's what we do. That's what they do every day. That's what I'm going to continue to do, and I want you to know I do it for you. I do it for you, and for all of Staten Island. And we are just getting started, baby.